What makes a house a home? Over the next 8 weeks, 21 homes bursting with style and character will compete to be crowned Home of the Year. Each week, 3 homeowners open their doors to our expert judges, who must decide which one should go through to the final. Interior design legend Hugh Wallace has more than 30 years' experience in high-end design.
Our homes are where we want to go to escape. They're our sanctuary. And they're so important because it's our personality that actually comes out in the home. And that's what I'm looking for. These pieces are amazing because they all, I'm quite sure, tell a story.
Award-winning architect Declan O'Donnell is on the hunt for clever design.
Clever design can actually change your life. It's that powerful because it's all about functionality. And when you get that right, you can actually be much happier in your home. This is how you do open plan living. When you do it right, this is what everybody wants.
Helen James, textiles and homeware designer, has a passion for individuality.
I'm looking for how people have accessorized their home and what's their style and what does that tell me about them.
This is all about their personality.
It's all about them.
And that's what makes me excited about this house.
But there can only be one winner. This is Home of the Year. This week, the judges will see 3 very different homes. Looking for functionality, individuality and clever design, the judges will each score the homes out of 10. The home with the highest score will go through to the final at the end of the series. First, June Kennedy bought her home in Tipperary with her late husband in 1986. In 2012, she and her partner Tom embarked on an ambitious extension which almost tripled the size of the original cottage.
Everybody said the simplest thing would be to knock it down, but I think June wanted to hang on to as much of it as possible for sentimental reasons. So we had a rough idea of what we wanted, and it seems to have worked.
I just wake up every morning and I just think, oh my God, we are so blessed. You know, we are so grateful at this stage of our lives to be retiring into brightness and sense of calm. I don't know how long we spend looking out there during the day. I mean, we must spend hours watching the light change over the hills.
Well, as you can see, there's bits of both of us everywhere, particularly Tom being a zoologist. Every nook and cranny has a set of antlers, and I love them, and they're just Tom to me.
We had to put some soil up here to make a bank to build the extension on. That left a big hole in the ground. So we thought, well, we need to build something. So we sketched out a sort of thing, and then we sort of sit out on the end of it.
It's just so good for a person just to be this close to nature. It really is.
So Tom and I have decided that this is most definitely our favourite spot, best place to have all the views, and we just hope that the judges agree as well.
Highlighting their favourite spot is the homeowner's only chance to communicate with the judges.
I would say driving past our house, looking in, the judges will say, God, you know, how did this get nominated?
The judges must now assess the extended cottage, armed only with the basic facts about the property and its owners.
There's a main road in front of it.
Very busy main road as well, isn't it?
It's really nice that it's closed on this side.
It's completely closed on this side, and it's obviously opening up to what lies beyond, yeah.
It's just that gate, so you get that sense of surprise.
There is a peak there.
Yeah.
It's obviously an original cottage here with an extension.
It's fantastic. Should we go in?
Let's go.
Let's go. Very
Nice
cozy.
hall.
Terrific light, actually.
Yeah. So there's lots of religious iconography here.
There's also some fantastic pieces.
It's great to see that actually in the hallway because they're forgotten spaces sometimes in people's homes. We have a real sense of who lives here.
Absolutely.
We haven't even entered into the other rooms yet, so.
Here we go. What a fantastic view.
Wow.
Isn't that
We
amazing?
thought there was something from the front.
This is your dining room. Lovely open fire.
Yeah.
There's a real sense of pieces that tell stories.
Nice sense of humour, the little bunny rabbit,
It's just
isn't
great,
it?
But,
Nice
but
to
there was
have...
even humour outside in the
Yeah.
halls.
I wonder about this detail here of the window being out in a bay. Is it actually blocking light into the room?
Yeah, it's forming a cap, really. You know, it's
Yeah.
like a peaked cap on a sunny day. So for a south-facing facade.
I actually like the light in this room because I think it's a nighttime room. And I like the idea that it's darker. So sorry.
We'll agree to disagree.
Indeed.
Should we go home?
Let's see what the next...
That just shows that we all like different things. For me, I wanted the light.
Lovely.
Kitchen.
Much brighter.
It's just warm. It's a really warm room.
It's interesting that the kitchen is actually the heart of the home here. It's right in the centre, and we have the 2 rooms off, the dining and what looks like the living room over here.
What I actually like about this house is the connection. So you've got these 3 fantastic spaces, and there's a rhythm through these rooms. And they're very distinct spaces.
Very interesting to get that visual connection between all 3 rooms in one line.
If you go into an open plan house, everything's sort of given to you. This house is great because you go around the corner, you have different things on the walls, you have paintings, you have skulls.
There's a sense of discovery
Absolutely.
into each room, isn't there?
Absolutely.
This view at last, I think, is really celebrated in this room. It's wonderful.
It has a real warmth, it's really cozy. I love all of the eclectic pieces, this big vase, the rug on the wall. This is actually my favourite room in the house.
We are slightly voyeuristic and we like to see how other people live and to see it well done, to see homes that inspire us. It's about seeing things that I could take and maybe use in my own home.
Wow, look at this jetty.
Wow.
Fantastic.
And look,
it's the
favourite
favourite
spot.
spot. Here we are.
it's absolutely
Right in the
panoramic
landscape.
views. You know, and to be up at this height, you can see it on a different level.
It is a pity that we have the noise of the road, though. It does kind of take away from the country idyllic setting.
Okay, guys, up to the bedroom.
Wow, what
Wow.
a great bedroom.
Sorry, I can't stop smiling. It's amazing. That's the little bit I was missing, I think, from downstairs. I know we had it in the living room with the large window, but that's a great dynamic pointed window. It's magnificent.
So light and bright up here.
I just think this room's disappointing.
Really, do you?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Because downstairs has a tone. And I feel I've come up here and it's just totally different. I actually think it's just cold, it's white, there's no warmth.
It's serene, it's calm, it's a place to relax. You don't want, you know, lots of colours and distractions.
I do. That's why I like downstairs.
They must now individually score the home out of 10. They won't know what their fellow judges have awarded until they've seen all 3 homes, when all of their scores will be revealed.
I love their use of ethnic decor, all of the art and the textiles. I also love that they've really embraced the outside. They clearly enjoy living in the countryside. The only negative for me is the road. I know that that is beyond the owner's control. It did affect my experience of the house. But I love this house, and I'm going to give it an 8.
For me, architecturally, the house is a discovery. It doesn't reveal itself immediately. You have to feel your way in there. It's wonderfully warm. I think it's terrific. I've decided to give this house an 8.
Outside, when you arrive at the house, you've no idea of what's to come. Inside, you're given this experience of the owners through the furniture, the pieces of art. It's a real eclectic mix inside. And the only thing that was slightly ajar was the master bedroom.
Next, we're off to a very contemporary take on the traditional Irish bungalow in County Kildare. Mary and James Connolly's original home on this plot was severely flooded in 2008. But thankfully, 2 of their children are architects and were able to throw them a lifeline.
Very traumatic for us. At that point, we'd lost everything. You know, we'd literally lost everything.
To have to walk out and leave everything was just devastating, yeah.
With the help of our sons, Alan and Stephen, and Stephen's wife, Grania, we were very lucky that, all being architects, they had the capabilities to be able to do what they did. What we did salvage was the suite furniture in the front room, actually. That was probably the only major thing we salvaged.
I suppose it's very unusual to bring an old piece of furniture into a modern space. But for me, I suppose the sentimental value of it as well. I suppose it's memories really in it. We've chosen our kitchen table as our favourite spot where we all gather as a family. 3 generations around the table. I love nothing more than having the grandchildren running around and making noise. Yeah.
We are very happy where we are now, like, you know.
I was probably still grieving the old house. And then, you know, you come into this beautiful space and outside comes inside and you watch the sky come over the windows and the stars and the moon. And it is like, it's just a spectacular space.
So, the judges know when this contemporary bungalow was built, but know nothing of its history or the family who live in it.
Wow.
That's different.
It's like a chimney.
Large chimney.
There's 2 chimneys, actually.
Yeah. It's a very brave house.
My observation would be it's just slightly unsympathetic to the landscape. It doesn't have any planting or anything around it. It's a real architectural statement.
It's interesting that there's no gutters or drain pipes.
Still has it all, but you just can't see it. They're obviously going for a very sharp silhouette here.
I think what would be great will be to see, because of the roof and the shape of the building, how that translates to the inside.
Wow. It's almost cathedral-like, isn't it? I love these light fixtures. The bare flecks coming out and the bare light bulbs. Such an impact, but so simple and not expensive. And they draw you right up into the space, don't they?
So bright, lovely bright room.
You were right, Declan, about the
Vaulted
light.
ceiling, yeah. I think the windows and the doors are a real feature in this house. It's like a picture frame around each view, you know?
It's great.
I'm surprised, actually. Everything that is the house is one language, and the things that I can see now that are the homeowners, it's a different language. That's jarring with me a little bit at the moment.
That's the cat's chair, though. Evidently.
It's the cat's chair.
Yeah, we'll see in the rest of the house.
When you have a house that's architectural, it in itself causes issues because it defines what should be in the house. Because it needs to follow through.
Yeah.
What you can do in the inside becomes limited.
Yeah.
But then I think maybe we're all just being a bit fussy. Here we have the favourite spot in the house, which you can see why.
No surprise. I love to see that proper big table.
Yeah.
Comfortably seating 10, 12, you know, at any given time, because everything happens here.
It's nice. Oh, I like the way they've echoed the light fixtures again through into this space. Wow, look at these amazing doors.
Open sesame.
Fantastic. Oh, that is surprising. The furniture, again, does not go with the space. I mean, even to have something that was traditional, but this is like Rococo. I'm wondering, was this a family plot that they knocked and rebuilt, and this is the furniture from the old house? The furniture definitely has come with them into this space.
Certainly
This
has.
was not bought for this space.
No. I think the thing that's disappointing is this wall that's here, even with the door. We're now confined within this room, even with these big doors.
But it is a family home, and there might be times that you want to section off and have the kids in one room and the adults in the other. I actually think the doors are really incredible. They're really a beautiful feature. I just wish that it folded back into the chimney. I think
Would open the space more.
It would work better.
I think it'll work much better.
Yeah. Okay, wow. Fabulous light up here.
That light chimney is actually lighting all of the rooms.
It's beautiful.
There's no windows.
There's no windows.
Yeah.
And then you've got light going down onto the lower floor, right down, and it's just terrific.
Now it's time for the judges to score the home. As before, one judge's score will be held back until they've seen all 3 homes.
My suspicion is that this house wasn't designed by the present owners. That would account for the furniture, which just doesn't match the house. I love the kitchen, I love the height and the amount of light coming into it. Those views out to the garden are just great. I'm going to give this house a 7.
There's no denying it. It's a spaceship from the outside. It's plonked on the landscape and it's different from everything else around it. But those sculptural forms, they're not for show. What they actually mean when you get inside is that you get these big, bright, vaulted, beautiful spaces, light chimneys on top and loads of natural light into it. It's a really clever, clever house. It deserves a 9.
When we walked into that space, I was taken aback. The light coming through the ceiling and those light fixtures. However, I do feel like there should be continuity in a home, and in this house, I felt like there was a conflict between the interior decoration and the building.
Siobhan Lamb and fiancé James Hughes bought their terraced home in Dublin 3 years ago and embarked on an ambitious DIY renovation project.
When we first moved in, it was in 3 separate bedsits. We literally didn't see this room before we bought the house because the tenant wouldn't let us in. So I was like, what? This is what we bought? This is a terrible idea. But it worked out in the end. So what we decided to do was move into the bedsit upstairs, and holidays, weekends, evenings, we would be downstairs working. It took about
2.5.
2.5 years. We did literally every single centimetre of the house ourselves.
We probably know a bit too much about DIY at this stage, really. And I suppose you
Coving, skirting.
Yeah.
We've opened it up and created a kind of loft apartment feel where everything flows with each other and you're in the same space even though you're in different areas.
When we first started on the house, I obviously became obsessed with filling it with lovely things, but it was really, really difficult to find the types of things that we want to put in the house. So I thought it would be a good idea to start a business selling unique homewares and art prints. I love my office space so much. It's really, really bright and really, really spacious. Couldn't be happier.
The house is crazy old. It's like built in the 1890s, and stripping things back to as close to as they would have been when they were put in, and also leaving some of the history from then till now, I think it's a cool thing to do.
We adore the space now. We love it. It's really, really us. It's a real reflection of what we love, and yeah, I think it's a mishmash.
A mishmash.
Here we are.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Cool.
It's a real eclectic mix of styles and tastes here. It's a real mishmash, actually. It's everything is kind of thrown together. It's modern, but it's retro as well. I mean, there's a lot of really interesting pieces around.
I'd say a young couple live here.
Yes, I'd agree.
And this is their favourite spot,
Aha!
which is self-evident. Why? With the sunlight coming in, the openness of the space.
There's no doorway when we came in.
Yes.
They've actually increased the size of that opening, but they've made it work as well because it's zoned. They've actually designed out each space.
And I like the fact that there's exposed brickwork because it gives the space texture.
Yes.
Some of the pieces are so loud, really, and everywhere you look, there's something interesting.
Nothing is symmetrical.
I wonder, do they say the graphic designer?
Maybe.
Something like the letters on the wall, nope, and some of the artwork.
It's very playful, actually.
Yeah.
I was going to say anything. I mean, this is a super cool house. It's a super cool space. The little quirky pieces here and there are great. When it's absolutely everywhere, is it losing its impact? Is it a little bit too much?
Not for me, because the bones of the room are quite classic. And all of the trendy pieces are very quickly and easily changed.
But I think that everything here is intentional.
Yes.
Everything is intentional. And that's what I like.
So it's a set. It's contrived. It's not real.
I don't think it's contrived. I don't think you can say a house is contrived. People live here. And it is a set, and it's an extension of their personality.
So the house is a set.
No, and I just think the people who live here have the ability, as you as an architect have, to design and to see colour, and it's terrific to see it actually come out.
I would agree, in part.
Okay. So this is the kitchen.
Simple. Small.
Very different.
You think so? I think there's an element of consistency there, no?
No. My issue with this space is there's no connection between the kitchen and the garden. Should have happened here is that window should have dropped down to the floor, and I should have had a big set of double doors out into that garden.
But a big set of double doors would have been a much more expensive option. I think maybe that's a budget issue. You're being a bit harsh on the kitchen.
No, I'm not. I think that the kitchen could have been so much better had it been laid out properly.
What I tend to do when they go at it is I take a step back, I let them have their say, otherwise we'd be there all day. They've actually stripped everything back to the bare bones, right back, and then almost done nothing with it, although they have. But the look here is very much, it's supposed to be unfinished.
Yeah, I think it works in the stairs, but I'm not so keen on the wall.
All right, will we see what's next? What a great room.
Wow.
Loads of light.
So this room is unfinished, but in their eyes possibly finished. And is that unfinished look correct for Home of the Year?
Absolutely, it's correct, because I think their attention to detail is exceptional. They are in the process of making it their home.
And I also think, as is often the case with an old house, you're never really finished, you know, and also the way that you live in a space changes. So this house will constantly evolve.
Now, when you use an architect or an interior designer, the house is finished.
When you do a house, it's finished. That's because we can only afford, you know, so much.
It's done.
But I think what's lovely about this house actually is that it's really clear that they have not used an architect. They have not used an interior designer. This is all about their personality.
It's all about them.
And that's what makes me excited about this house. There are some decisions here that have been made for reasons of budget. That's okay. This house just oozes personality and nothing has been left to chance. I think this house deserves a 9.
Their passion comes through in every element of the house, with the exception of the kitchen. But most important is the way they've assembled all these elements to create a unique home. I really love this house, and I'm giving it an 8.
This is a really cool house. I can see what the owners were trying to achieve here, and I actually really liked it. However, there is a fine line between what's finished and what's unfinished, and for me, this house just isn't quite there yet.
Now that the judges have visited all 3 homes, it's time to see how they measure up against each other. First, the extended cottage in Tipperary, where Hugh held back his score.
I really like this house. I love the dining room. I loved all the eclectic pieces. I love the interconnecting rooms. And I love that view. I actually gave this house a 9.
Wow, high score.
Yes, very
Okay, so we've got an 8 and an 8 and a 9, 25.
good start.
Next, Helen reveals what she gave the contemporary bungalow.
Okay, I thought there was a conflict between the interior decor and the building. So I also gave this house a 7.
Gosh.
And a 9.
23.
And finally, Declan reveals his score for the City Terrace home.
Declan, if you give a 9 or a 10, this house will be the winner.
It rests on me.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, I give this house a 7.
That's a very harsh score for this
It's harsh,
house.
but it is, I think it's fair.
Okay, so this is 24.
Which means?
We have a winner. Our first home. I loved it. Beautiful interconnecting rooms.
You have these great views, vistas out to the mountains, you have the eclectic pieces.
It was a lovely place to be.
Yeah, this is a worthy winner, and I'm
It
really
is.
happy that this has made it through to the final.
So the first home through to the final is our extended cottage in Tipperary. Next week, 3 more homes go head-to-head as the search continues for Home of the Year. What makes a house a home? Over 8 weeks, 21 homes bursting with style and character will compete to be crowned Home of the Year. Each week, 3 homeowners open their doors to our expert judges, who must decide which one should go through to the final. Interior design legend Hugh Wallace has more than 30 years' experience in high-end design.
I love going into a home and I'm going, God, I'd never have thought of that. And it just works so well.
Award-winning architect Declan O'Donnell is looking for homes designed for living.
What I don't want to see are homes that are effectively show homes because they're for someone else, and that is exactly the opposite of what we're looking for in this competition.
Helen James, textiles and homeware designer, has a passion for unique interiors.
Size doesn't matter in this competition. In fact, the smaller the home, the smarter the homeowner has to be.
But there can only be one winner. This is Home of the Year. This week, the judges will travel the country to visit 3 very different homes. Looking for functionality, individuality and clever design, the judges will each score the homes out of 10. The home with the highest score will go through to the final at the end of the series. First, we're off to Kildare, to a semi-detached home with a unique interior. Musician and hairstylist Ger Eaton lives with his wife Suzanne and children Jude and Bowie.
It's a visual expression of how my brain thinks. Probably is, to some extent. It's like a Willy Wonka's sort of crazy extension or something. Music is the starting point for everything for me. Psychedelia, colours, 60s, patterns, spills out into decor and into just lifestyle generally, I think for me. It's all connected.
I was given the one room to have as a calm room. Sometimes I just need that little bit of break away from colour and busyness.
I think anything that has style from today tends to be like a replica of something from the past. For me, it's why buy a replica when I can buy the original. That's my sort of philosophy, really. It's just keeping everything as original and authentic as possible.
We've decided to pick our main living room as our favourite spot in the house. We like to hang out here. There's a few key pieces here also. We've got the turquoise suite here, which came from the American Embassy in Dublin, so who knows what backside bay has sat on that over the years. It's just a great family space to hang out and have fun.
8. I think the judges might think wow, because it seems to be a very popular response when people come in.
We call it like the Marmite house, really. It will be either a love or a hate thing.
I don't think I'd change anything. Wouldn't be allowed to change anything.
The judges must now assess the home, armed only with the basic facts about the property and its owners.
It's interesting that in Ireland during the 70s we had a penchant for mock Georgian, just a period I have a difficulty with.
It's really normal. We're in an estate, so I can only imagine what's behind the front door.
Well, let's go and see.
Let's go.
Oh, wow.
I don't think I've ever had that reaction walking into anyone's house before. It was absolutely incredible. It was like stepping back in time.
Fantastic carpet on the staircase.
Wow, I can't wait to see what's in the rest of the house.
Let's go.
Fantastic. It's kind of overwhelming, isn't it, when you walk in, but it's just extraordinary.
I love it. I just think it's an absolute hoot.
Floor tiles are just
amazing.
Oh, I just love it.
This is an English Rose kitchen, which is a very famous brand.
It's actually really cool about the kitchen as well, is that it's got some really nice, clever details. Like this angle drawer, for example, means you can have a big, wide worktop, but you have a little bit more space on the ground to work around the kitchen. Really clever idea.
If it was slapdash and sloppy and the finish wasn't perfect, it would really fall down. But the fact that everything has been executed with real perfection really makes it work. Woo!
Look, weighing scales. How clever is that? Are you okay, Hugh?
Yes, I'm grand. I'm just.
Are you overwhelmed?
I'm just overwhelmed by it all, and I think it's amazing at somebody's house. I find it quite emotional because it brought back memories of my parents who are both dead, and I just thought it was extraordinary how I felt. What I love is like this piece because that's my mother.
I think this is interesting as well, because we have a modern fridge and a dishwasher.
Which you have to have.
But you couldn't just have your 2 modern appliances. You had to put your 70s fabric over it.
Great room.
Wow. fantastic. Their favourite spot.
It's easy to see why when you come into here, great big volume. This is obviously where the family kind of all must come in and sit down.
What a great couch.
Big sofa. Oh, it's really cosy.
Got a lovely 1970s computer, which says, hope you like Marmite. Do you think that's a message for us?
As in, you'll either love it or hate it.
Yeah.
What's great about these big sliding doors is it enables you to break the space up and use it in different ways. It can be open plan and they can close it and separate the rooms. What I really love is that if you pull the style out of this space, it still functions really well. This is actually the extension. You know, they have extended this house. The kitchen, this open plan area and the mezzanine level is all an extension to the original footprint of the house.
Yeah, they've actually sacrificed an upper level in order to get this openness, which I just think makes this space wow. Kind of disappointing.
Yes, well, that's not what we expected, is
No,
it?
this is not what I was expecting at all.
The owners have made such a bold statement everywhere else in the house. When you come in here, it hasn't been followed through, and I'm disappointed by that. God, look at that bed.
We used to have that duvet cover in my house in brown.
These people just love collecting pieces.
Yeah.
I can't help feeling that I'm in a bit of a Hollywood movie set. It's kind of beginning to wear me down a little bit. I mean, I love it. It's been done really, really well, but I just wonder how long you could spend here.
From my point of view, it's just all a bit much. And I think that a little bit more restraint would have been great here.
It ticks a lot of boxes of what I'm looking for, which is uniqueness and individuality and personality. That's what I'm looking for in this competition.
Having had an experience which is like a cacophony of colour and bits and pieces, I just need to have a little nap.
They must now individually score the home out of 10. They won't know what their fellow judges have awarded until they've seen all 3 homes, when their combined scores will be revealed.
This house was a nostalgic trip to a different era, all hidden behind an unassuming front elevation. The owners are all about quality and have assembled a really amazing and unique family home, bursting with personality. I'm not sure if I could live here because it's not for everyone, but I certainly enjoyed visiting. I'm going to give it an 8.
I love the surprise of entering this home and my reaction to the decor, which brought me back to happy and emotional time of my childhood. While I loved it, on reflection, I found it a bit overwhelming at times. I give it a 7.
There's an amazing commitment to personal style. They've taken something quite normal and made it exceptional. It clearly functions as a family home, and I couldn't help but feel the love.
Next, we're off to Wicklow, where Jean McSherry lives with her partner Mark. Set aside a river, the home is a haven for nature, something that's close to Jean's heart.
I bought the cottage in 2005. I was totally transfixed by the actual location. Shortly after I bought this cottage, I collapsed. I was diagnosed with advanced cancer and I was given a very poor prognosis. And I decided that if I wasn't going to live that time, I was going to create something that was so beautiful, that would leave a beautiful mark behind me. What started as a renovation and extension ended up as a new build. It was very important to me that the cottage and the layout and the colours and the texture blended with the Wicklow landscape. This is one of the most relaxing rooms in the cottage. There's lots of books here to read and lots of lovely sofas to relax on.
And I love to do the fire when it's cold, get the room cosy for the evening.
I call this the cuddle room. I didn't want it to be like a museum where you walk in and you're afraid to sit down on the sofa. This is my favourite spot in the whole cottage because when I wake up in the morning and look out the window, to me, this is heaven on earth.
Jean's an amazing woman to achieve what she has. It's not an easy task taking on a build of a house. She's got it spot on, 10 out of 10.
I'm very fortunate to have found and to have created such a beautiful place.
These 2 amazing trees are like a gateway.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Isn't it amazing to see a new build as a waterside cottage, beautiful stonework, lovely cut granite on the corner, and fantastic entrance door.
I think it's just enchanting.
Shall we go in?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
What a fantastic space.
This is country living, but what I actually like is that it's open plan as well.
There's a real eye for where things go. Lovely collection of plates. They're just fantastic.
I think it's really light and airy and fresh and clean. And I love that they have different tones of the same palette, picking out details like the doors are a slightly deeper shade. I think the palette is really nice.
This is a great room.
Wow, it's lovely to have windows on 3 sides overlooking the river.
What's great about this side of the open plan spaces, we're on the lower level here. They've changed the floor finish as well to a wide timber, which really reinforces this feeling like another room.
When I come in here, I have these great bay windows bringing me out to look into the space, yet all the furniture, instead of looking at that view, I'm actually sitting here looking back.
We have about 10 or 12 different styles of cushion. There's just way too much going on. It's like Coco Chanel said, you know, before you leave the house, look in the mirror and take off one accessory. You should do the same thing in your house, especially if you're going for that country cottage look, which has a danger of becoming cluttered. Stand back, take a look. Maybe you need to take some items out. Oh, it's a real sun trap.
It's only when you come out here that you really appreciate that river, the dense forestry that we're in. What I love as well is that this is a covered veranda, so other rooms in the house open up onto it. I mean, could you imagine what this place would be like at night? It is a sacred garden. I think it's amazing.
Lovely, cozy sitting room. Got the great view again with the doors out to the veranda, which is fantastic.
Loads of throws in this room, loads of colour, loads of different textures. I think it really works. I quite like it.
Yeah, I think it's much more successful in here. I mean, you do have a lot of throws and colours and cushions, but this is a really warm, cozy space. It's a much smaller space. The other room is a sunroom. I think it should feel lighter and brighter. Yeah. I think it's much better in here.
What a lovely bedroom. I just love the proportion and the simplicity, just a white here, and I'm relying on the furniture to give that colour.
And there's the favourite spot. I can just imagine sitting out there having my breakfast.
In terms of style, it's very consistent with what we've seen. I mean, this is kind of exactly what I was expecting.
Is it enough that it's consistent?
Consistency is an important issue that we should be looking at. When we see it across a house, top to bottom, it's generally a good thing.
I think this house has much more than consistency. It has authenticity. And that comes through in the outside and, more importantly, in the inside of this house.
The owners have created a perfect, idyllic country cottage with a consistent style throughout, and they've done that with honesty and integrity. But what I'm happiest about is that architecturally, they've got the layout spot on. I'm giving it an 8.
I loved walking in and the feeling of openness and airiness, a beautiful, bright, welcoming space. It's clear the owners love living here and really embrace country life, and I really respect that. I would have liked an added layer of some contemporary pieces. I'm giving this house a 7.
The owner's interpretation and attention to detail in the construction of this Riverside cottage is just amazing. I love going inside, the colour palette, and I love the personal effects of this house, which gave it a real sense of being a great home.
The third home is a surprising conversion in County Galway. In 2005, Chris Deacon and Orla McCluskey bought a deconsecrated church and embarked on an ambitious renovation project.
We do both have a passion for old buildings, but it's not a very sensible interest to have.
So when we bought it, it was what you'd call derelict. The inside, it was just dead crows and rubble. That's all we had.
Renovating it was effectively like building a brand new house, except you had the constraints of 4 walls and the fact that the building was listed.
It's new everything really, apart from
The 4 walls.
The 4 walls, yeah. And that was one of the conditions as well, that everything you did has to be reversible.
You come to this building in 100 years and you can tell when the changes were made. The idea behind the double house bit was that, you know, the building would retain that feeling of being a church.
One of the big advantages of living in a church is that you've got your own private tower. So it's a small room, but there's 4 big windows. It's nice and bright, and it's a lovely place to come and get away from it all. I remember one guy delivering a washing machine and a dryer, I think, and he was completely spooked by the fact that somebody was going to live in a church with a graveyard out the back.
This is it. I think we have a church conversion.
This will be interesting because I think they can be very tricky spaces.
It's a lovely little building placed on top of the hill. And what's even nicer is you have your own graveyard.
What more do you want?
Lovely colours and tones, really welcoming.
Wow, I love the light fittings. Aren't they fabulous up into the space? It's a lovely feeling in the room, isn't there? Sometimes church conversions can feel very cold, but this has kind of a cosy feeling to it, doesn't it?
These buildings were never designed to be lived in, so you're really taking on a challenge right from the outset, because you have obviously this one big space, and the challenge is how do you introduce other rooms into that? I think they've done it very well with the mezzanine, because while it's in the space, it doesn't interfere with the nice big volume. That feels like a different space, but what's great is that they're all interconnected.
They could have put a wall there and made it 2 separate spaces, which wouldn't have worked as well. And I think the way that they have resolved this and left it open so that you're pulling all of this volume into that space actually works really, really well. If I was really going to nitpick, I would say I do wish that all of the artwork wasn't of their dogs. It's a very dominant theme of dogs.
They're on 4, 5, 6 walls. I think they are kind of dominating the space. It's a bit too much for me.
I think it's great. I think their personality comes out and their love of their animals. Paintings are terrific.
They're beautiful paintings. But my issue is that we have a dog and we have a dog and we have a dog and there is nothing else.
It's kind of reached the saturation point when there's so many of them.
I totally disagree with both of you, because I actually think it's exceptionally restrained. And we have the favourite spot in the house.
This great big sofa.
I love the openness of the fireplace.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. I love it. I love that you can see all the way through to what looks like the kitchen.
It's great.
Wow.
Cozy.
Lovely kitchen.
In terms of its layout and its function, you know, it's probably exactly how I would have done it. I'm really pleased that it's in keeping with the style of everything else and they haven't gone too contemporary. It is a small kitchen, but it sits very comfortably in the space. It doesn't dominate the room.
I love what they've done there, actually, where they've sloped the ceiling up so that to the natural break in the window rather than cutting the window off at an awkward point.
The old saying, less is more. And that's what this restoration is about. It's understanding what they were about in doing the restoration and carrying it out absolutely flawlessly.
Wow. Imagine having a tower in your home. It's
I know.
fantastic.
What is it? A couple of meters each way. So the fact that they've just used it, they put some window seats in, it's a lookout point. You see everywhere, you know, it's cool.
Now we're on the balcony. I'm disappointed with this space, particularly from downstairs when you look up here. What is the purpose of this, having put it in?
Just when I wanted to see a big kind of cozy chair, something to swallow you up and have a book and enjoy the space, we haven't got that. It doesn't really look used.
I think the function of this space is just that it's the bird's eye view. You're up in the volume. I love the lights and the fact that they've brought in some contemporary pieces, and I think that is fantastic.
It's interesting from up here. What this shows is the space is quite bare.
It looks like it needs something else to bring it to life.
Master bedroom.
One of the issues with the conversion is the windows. And you do have this issue that the windows end up being low within the bedroom. However, they've introduced the roof lights, so you do get in the natural light coming in. I think that the tone in this room is very nice.
I'm just a little bit disappointed in this room. There's lots of different pieces. None of it really bears any relationship with each other. It's all just kind of been placed.
But in the overall context, you have to admire these people for taking on the restoration of a church.
Absolutely.
And the way they've handled it and done it, I think, is really, really terrific.
I agree that the way that they've handled the restoration is fantastic. But for me, there are just some elements of the decor that I feel could have been handled maybe a bit better.
The homeowners have done a great job with this restoration project, and there are lots of really thoughtful details throughout. However, I would have liked to have seen the bravery that they applied to the restoration carried through into the interior of the home. I'm giving this home a 7.
I'm in awe of the owners' commitment to the restoration and conversion of this 19th century church into a unique home. My only reservation was around the furniture because it was a bit minimalist. I give this home an 8.
Church conversions are notoriously difficult projects. The owners here will have faced huge challenges in doing this, so its success is a real testament to their hard work, their commitment, but ultimately their vision, which was to fall in love with this old church and bring it back to life as their home.
Now that the judges have viewed all 3 homes, it's time to see how they measure up against each other. First, the suburban semi-D, where Helen held back her score.
So this house just had oodles of personality, and I really, really loved this home, and I gave it a 9.
Wow.
It really is a big score.
Yeah, but I just thought it was fantastic. A 9, an 8, and a 7 is a total of 24.
Next, Hugh reveals what he gave the River Cottage.
The attention to detail to create a riverside cottage in this location was just amazing. I gave it an 8.
Same as me, an 8.
2 8s and a 7 is a total score of 23.
It's a good score, but I would have hoped for something a bit better.
I think taking the whole house into consideration, it's a fair score.
But we now have a lead.
We do.
And finally, Declan reveals what he gave the renovated church.
These are hugely difficult projects to take on, loads of challenges for the homeowners, but I think they resolved it really well. I thought it was a magical little place, and I gave it an 8.
7 and an 8 and an 8 is a total score of 23. We have our winner. I'm delighted. The 70s house. When you went inside, it was just a wonderland and so much personality and commitment. I'm really delighted this house is in the final.
Kind of feel like I have one up in the boys this week with my favourite house through to the final.
Helen's a bit smug, but don't worry, I'll get her back.
So the 4th home through to the final is our semi-detached home in Kildare. Next week, the search continues for Home of the Year. What makes a house a home? Over 8 weeks, 21 homes bursting with style and character are competing to be crowned Home of the Year. Tonight, the judges will visit the last 3 homes. Scoring them based on functionality, individuality and clever design, the home with the highest marks will clinch the last place in next week's final. Making the tough decisions are interior design legend Hugh Wallace, architect Declan O'Donnell, and textiles and homeware designer Helen James.
We have great homes through to the final, but really to get there, you have to pack a punch.
I think myself and Hugh have really different design aesthetics, so it could be tough for the 2 of us to come to an agreement.
This is it. There's only one more spot up for grabs in the final.
But there can only be one winner. This is Home of the Year. First, a home in County Monaghan. Lee Conlon was just 23 when he built his self-built log house where he lives with his partner, Bridget Finnegan.
From a young age, I was always interested in the environment, and The company had bought this house off it from northern Finland, so for every tree that they fell, they would replant 3 in its place. And there was a very low carbon footprint with it. The log itself is an insulation in the walls. It doesn't take much to heat it. Roughly about €800 per year would heat the house. There was 3 of us putting the log house up, 2 carpenters and myself, and it's basically a 3D jigsaw. When the logs arrived on site, they all had a label on them like this one, so we'd have to start at the bottom and work our way up, so you'd have R1, R2, R3, R4, and so on. But yeah, we just kept this little label here as a reminder of how the house was built. It took us about 5 weeks to get it from ground up to roof level.
It was amazing how quickly the house went up. And overall, it went fairly smoothly, didn't it? You know, there was very few hiccups.
Ah, yeah, it was a couple, like, but we'll not dwell on them.
Lee and I have chosen this as our favourite spot in the house. And I really like this piece because I think it's something that's very unusual in the house. And we love sitting here and looking out over the lovely views of the countryside. You know, he had a creative vision. He was very young at the time and he knew how to put it together. He coordinated the whole build. And I just think it was a massive achievement and it really is a fabulous house and it's just home.
The judges must now assess the home. As always, they only know the basic facts about the property and its owners.
Actually, I'm just amazed to see this house in the Irish countryside. I've never seen a 2-storey high log cabin in Ireland.
I actually think it looks like a gingerbread house.
Yeah.
It doesn't exactly blend into the landscape, does it?
Needs 6 feet of snow.
Yeah.
Gosh, how fantastic.
Big open plan space.
Isn't it great to see all this natural timber?
Actually, the first thing that hits you when you come in is the smell in the pine. So when you come in, you have a lovely aroma. It reminds me of, you know, away skiing.
So the living room.
And we have a wall clock. It's a pity it's not a cuckoo clock.
Yeah.
It'd be terrific, wouldn't it?
It's above a great fireplace, though. The stonework in that, the craftsmanship.
I think the living room is really cozy. I can imagine sitting here in an evening with the fire blazing, a cup of tea. But I just question the style of the sofas. I would have liked to have seen maybe something a bit more classic, like a 3-seater linen straight back sofa.
Even something a little bit more contemporary would have been great.
Yes, yeah, something contemporary would have really worked, actually, that contrast, you know? But I do think they look very comfortable.
I think they are going to be comfortable. And they are, actually, they're really really comfortable.
I think comfort and functionality are a little higher on the list for Declan. For me, the style scales have to be balanced.
I think they actually really work well as well. I think you're being a bit fussy because I think they sit quite nicely here.
Well, Declan, I think you're wrong.
Well, we'll have to agree to disagree, Helen.
I think I'll back out of this conversation.
That's unlike you, Hugh.
I love this because this is the honesty of the structure. There it is, there's the finish, it's so simple.
Like projects like this are usually self-builds, and could you imagine how encouraging it would be taking on a project like this? How much fun it would be as well, seeing it going up so fast. This is the dining space, which is it's pretty small, but I think it's quite functional, very practical beside the kitchen. But what I actually really like is here, because it's west-facing, so you get the afternoon and the evening sun. Perfect spot for it. They have a little terrace there, picnic table and a barbecue. I think that's really brilliant.
The space is really warm and cozy with all that natural wood, and this is quite hard. I think actually all the materials in this dining set for me don't really go with this space, and I just don't think it works.
No.
So in the kitchen space, I think this is really functional. I love the big breakfast bar.
Overall, I just find you've got a brown floor here. We have all the walls are brown, the furniture is brown. I have no relief. I want white.
Yeah.
I just need white. I would have loved a little bit of contrast, something just to lift it.
I think there's a real humbleness to what they've done here. It's quite simple. And for that reason, I actually like it. I'm very, very comfortable here.
You just feel like you're on your holidays,
I know,
do you?
this is it. Where's my snowboard? Let's go.
The favourite spot. That's fun.
This is it, yeah.
Isn't it?
And you get...
a swing. It's really cool.
I mean, you can really see why this is their favourite spot. Those big picture windows, all that light coming in, south-facing. They've got the layout and the orientation spot on.
Smashing. It's a pity about the handrail. It's just blocking my view, so I can only see the sky.
Well, actually, it is adjustable, so we could hoist you up.
Well, off you go. And it's really like a Swiss chalet. It's all timber, you know, it's just amazing. I love the big bed.
The only thing is, I'm not really seeing any personality here. Where's the bits and bobs, you know?
But I do think this is a home for life,
Mhm.
and I would love to come back in 10 years and see what they've done with it.
I think it's a young couple that lives here, and they're probably just at the very start of that journey.
Yeah.
The home will now be marked out of 10. One score will be held back until the judges have seen all 3 homes, when their combined scores will be revealed.
I love the fact that the structure in this log home was exposed. I love the open spaces, that viewing gallery. However, I think a more contemporary style in the interiors would have just lifted it to another level. I give it a 7.
This space functions really well, and the layout is very successful. For me, though, I feel the continuity between the structure and the interior could have been resolved better. I'm giving it a 6.
I didn't expect to see a log house in this competition. I have to commend the owners for getting the design, the layout and the orientation correct. And while I feel they are still finding their style here, there's no denying the uniqueness of this home. I felt like I was on holiday here.
Next up is a city, Mews. When Jill Casey's husband became ill, they decided to downsize to a smaller home, which was redesigned by their daughter, Alice.
I'm very lucky that I have a daughter and a son-in-law who are both architects, so I could trust them completely. But that's the advantage. You trust your family. With my husband being ill, because he wasn't very mobile, a lot of the house was geared towards making him feel comfortable. So we moved into the house just under a year ago. Unfortunately, he died very soon after that. So this chair and this window spot was created for my husband. He loved the birds, and the idea was that he could sit here, feed the birds out of the window, smoke his pipe. And this is just a great memory of him. And I like sitting here sometimes. This is my favourite spot. The green screen creates for me privacy in the kitchen, but also contact with the outside world, which is really important to me. And my waving queen is my little joke. You know, I was married for 42 years, and so it's easy to isolate yourself and get lonely. So that window on the lane to me is a really important part of a new life. I'm so happy here. What I find is it's an easy, casual, cosy space. And in the evenings, I draw the curtains, pull down the blinds, maybe sit and watch the television, and I feel totally at home.
Well, here we are, lovely little Mews house.
I love this planting and this very modern metal structure. Cool.
Yeah, they've obviously made a change here because this is different from the other one, so I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like on the inside.
Oh, wow.
It's the thing with Mews houses, they're quite small, so when you come in, generally you have to open them up. I mean, even though it's actually quite a small footprint, you know, we have a living room here, dining table and probably the kitchen, so it's very compact, but very clever.
Lots of lovely colours. I love all the wood, you know, lots of textures.
This timber screen is actually really effective because it's helping to just zone out the space just a little bit. It's also giving a little bit of privacy into this space as well. So really small little thing to do, but big impact on the space.
So you have this lovely little patio garden area and the mirror. Look at that mirror.
Oh,
So it reflects the garden back. Isn't that terrific?
I didn't realise it was a mirror at first.
Yeah.
You rarely see that in a garden. You see it used inside the home to make a space look bigger.
It's
very
very
clever.
The introduction of this skylight, we are west facing, so loads of natural light coming in here.
But this is one of my pet hates. This door could have gone right up to the top, which would have got rid of this and just opened up this space that little bit more. I just think this chair is interesting, the way it's just in a particular location. And you got this smaller window and the bigger window, which has obviously been specially made here. The person obviously loves their birds.
Yes. These open, so you can put the feed out and sit there, and there's a little book there to identify the birds that come along.
Isn't that great?
Amazing.
What's great about this is that it's not very wide. You know, it's 600 mil, it's maybe that, but it's not just a window. You can do so much here. It's been designed really well. You know, this is a small house, so every square inch matters, and that's why clever pieces of design like this make the world of difference, because these spaces become usable.
We're now in the dining space. This screen is just a nuisance. It sort of restricts your movement in this area.
I think if you were sitting at this table and you had the bench pulled out, it's very hard to get past, isn't it? I just don't think this is necessary in the space.
In the living room, the screen was working well in terms of zoning the space, but in the dining room, it was getting a bit tight.
What I think is really beautiful here is these Murano glass lamps. They're just so beautiful, and the pattern on them echoes the foliage and the flowers that we're seeing outside. That shows a real eye for design, and I actually think they really make this space.
This is their favourite spot, is in the kitchen. And I think it's very particularly about the window here as well. You can see that the metal screen now is actually very, very clever because it's quite deep. So from here, even though you're out to a public lane, it's a big window, you still have some level of privacy. The steel screen is an ingenious piece of design because it allows that big kitchen window to open up onto the laneway, but it also gives you privacy.
The kitchen is really functional. I love where everything is. It's all at hand. It's just a super little functional kitchen.
It is a really great galley kitchen, really streamlined. All your appliances are concealed, which is actually very clever in a small space because it keeps it very clean and crisp. It's a lovely little writing desk here and an old clock. There's lots of ornaments around and paintings. They actually look like they've been collected over a lifetime. You're really kind of getting a sense of somebody's personality.
Isn't this terrific? A lovely collection of paintings.
Aren't they wonderful? Master bedroom. Love this bedspread, really lovely. Love the textiles in this room. I just wish there was more of them. It's just a pity there isn't more in here.
But what's missing is all those paintings and all those personal effects we saw downstairs. It would have been lovely to have those on the walls up here. It would really have lifted this room.
This is quite a small space, but full of personality, with some unique and clever design details. This is a functional, light, warm and cosy home. I'm giving it a 7.
Smaller houses really intrigue me because you have to embrace clever design if you want to maximise the space. And here they've created usable spaces that really work, proving that small can be beautiful, and I love that. I'm giving it an 8.
A great Mews house with a lifetime collection of paintings and personal items. But this competition is tough and the standard is very high. And I felt this home didn't inspire me as much as I would have liked.
The third home is in South Dublin. The extensive renovations of this Victorian terraced home sparked a career change for our next homeowner, Carla Benedetti.
Like I've worked in graphic design since college, basically. And then off the back of doing this project, I realised how much of a passion I have for doing interiors. So I set up an interiors side of the business. Honestly, I'm really proud of the house. I have poured myself into it and I've spent literally the last 5 years really working hard on it. I just love it. I love the way it makes you feel. It's just really me. I really do, and I know it's a bit cliched, but I love all my little bits and the things I have around the house. My favourite place really is this room. I love the outdoors, so this area is such a light, bright area. For the judges coming in, yeah, honestly, it's a little bit nerve-wracking, I suppose, because it's something that I'm doing now as a business as well. So I suppose you're putting yourself a little bit on the line here too.
It's a lovely red brick Victorian terrace.
Fabulous.
There's been a restoration job here of this Victorian property. It looks like it's been restored recently and done to a very high standard.
This is just such a fantastic tone.
Yes, they have painted the stairs and the architrave, the walls, the ceiling, all in one colour, which is quite a bold thing to do. It's a trend at the moment.
I've gone straight for the window seat.
How unusual.
Yeah, because this is the original back wall of the house. But what I love is that they've kept that big opening, the architraves, the shutter boxes of the window that would have been here, and they've just created this big window seat opening into a huge extension at the back. Very, very clever, very dramatic as well.
What's great about this room is the colour tones. You've got that grey again, terrific skins, you've got a reindeer hide and a sheepskin. It's just a lovely collection of furniture. I love the suitcase in the middle.
Yeah.
Isn't that great as a table?
Actually great to see the original proportions of these rooms. It gives it a really grand feeling. Because a lot of these houses have been turned into flats, which is just an absolute crying shame. But it's great to see one like this brought back to life.
I think it's terrific, and the selection of furniture is fantastic. And I can't wait to see the rest of the home.
Nice detail lighting on the stairs, isn't it?
Amazing staircase.
Wow. Amazing.
We talk about natural light and how that improves the space and the impact it has on a space. And the size of it, the scale of it, the detailing in the windows. It's just, I'm a little bit blown away.
There's also a consistency in the colour and the tone that we saw upstairs, and it's been brought down here. So the whole house is connected.
And this is their favourite spot. It's pretty easy to see why. I mean, incredible light, you know, connection with all the rooms.
Yeah.
Great place to entertain.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if people come through the front door, straight down the stairs, everybody gravitates towards here. I would say this is probably the heart of the home.
I mean, I think it's clear to see that the owners here are creative, you know, possibly work in the visual arts. I mean, I really admire what they've done, but I'm just putting it out there. Does it feel a bit like a series of magazine shoots? I mean, this is Home of the Year. Does it feel homely?
It's a really, really good question, actually, because it is so cool. Every room is so cool. Every room is like a stage set.
I can understand where you're both coming from, but I have to say, I just disagree completely. Because for me, the personality of these homeowners comes through in this little vignette. So, but that book has been placed like that for a reason, because to them, that makes that alcove perfection. And that is their personality. And it oozes out for me all over this house, everywhere. And I just love it.
I just don't know, for me, if I could live in a house where the book always had to be at a 45-degree angle, you know. But clearly for these homeowners, it works. And I mean, I do think this house is incredible.
Lovely functional kitchen, great colour palette, tones in with everything else we've seen. And I just love this great big piece of stone.
I love these light fixtures, actually, a real nod to the industrial chic trend, which we've seen throughout the house. And this old timber door, which actually leads through to the laundry. It's very clever, because actually the kitchen itself is quite classic, and I think the mixture works really well.
This is the master bedroom.
Yeah, wow, loads of light.
Everything is perfect. Every piece of furniture is amazing. That seat is an original. It is like a set.
What I think is really interesting in this room, actually, is that the walls are white and they've painted the ceiling a colour, because we do have this thing that, you know, the ceiling always has to be white, but this is a great example that they don't, and I think it really works, and it's very, very clever.
I think this room is great, and what I love is you have another little vignette with this chair that isn't complete, sort of a distressed look over here. That attention to detail and the design ethos.
Super commitment. I mean, like, I wonder in 10 years' time, if you come back to this house, what you would think of it. Do you think so?
But it would be completely different, because it would be whatever's on trend in 10 years' time.
You think they would actually recycle it like that, yeah?
Absolutely. You know, this house is going to change with the trends.
Elements will change, their vignettes will change, but the tone and the personality of the house won't change.
You know, something that looked new to you 3 years ago, you know, you've grown tired of it because you're looking at it all the time.
We're agreeing with one another.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice,
yeah.
I'm so happy. At last, darling.
The final house.
Well, it only took 21 houses and a couple of thousand miles of driving around Ireland, but eventually Hugh and Helen are in agreement at long last.
The visual creativity and understanding of interior design oozes out in every corner of this home. This is a terrific home. I give it a 9.
Here they've extended very cleverly to give you living spaces on the ground floor that connect with the garden, all within a volume of space that's full of light and drama. I'm giving this house a 9.
What a brave and bold design statement this house is, which seamlessly marries contemporary style with period features. I think this house is pretty incredible.
Having visited all 3 homes, it's time to see which one has earned its place in the final. First, the log house, where Declan held back his score.
This was so unique. It was actually a very cleverly laid out house. In terms of the style, I think they're still finding their feet, but overall, there's a lot to be admired there, and I give it a 7.
2 7s and a 6 is a total of 20.
Next, Hugh reveals what he gave the city Mews.
Unfortunately, the house didn't inspire me, and for that reason, I gave this home a 6.
6? I think that's a bit low because I think that house had loads to offer.
A 6, an 8 and a 7 is a total of 21.
And finally, Helen reveals what she gave the Victorian terraced home.
There's nothing apprehensive about this home. A really confident design statement throughout the house. And I gave it a 9.
Great score.
3 9s, a total score of 27. Fantastic score for this house.
And we have a winner?
Yes.
We do indeed.
Our final home to go through.
So taking the last place in the final is the Victorian terraced home in Dublin.
7 incredible homes in the final. The standard in this competition is sky high.
I think it'd be a challenge for us to decide which one is going to be the winner.
Next week, the homeowners come face to face with the judges and find out which home will take the title.
The winner of Home of the Year is